Welcome to Fiorano Tutorials. By the end of this tutorial, you will be able to update sample opportunity on Salesforce by demonstrating both pull and push-based integration with Salesforce.
Hi, welcome to Fiorano demo. In this session, we will look at how we can integrate with Salesforce using Fiorano ESB Platform. So let me start with the studio. So I need to log into the enterprise server. So you need to right click on the enterprise server node, and that would connect to the server and get all the flows and the services into the studio. So on my left hand side, you see the set of flows, and on my right hand side you see microservice palette, which consists of various adapters to integrate with various systems. Today we'll be using Salesforce component to integrate with Salesforce. So let me create a flow. I'm going to name this as Salesforce integration. So we'll drag drop Salesforce adapter and configure this component. So to configure, you need to double click on this component. And this gets me this window wherein I can fill in various information. So I need to provide the wisdom for this Salesforce instance. And you can choose between file or URL for loading up the wisdom. So let me go with file. And select the enterprise wisdom, all Salesforce. The next thing I need to do is I need to configure operations. So I'm going to click on add and get this get opportunity. This is the name of the operation. And I'll select query type. So essentially I'll be sending a query to Salesforce for selecting the opportunities. And then I need to provide the login configuration. And this is where I need to add the username and password. So at this point, the Salesforce configuration is complete. Click on Finish. So the Salesforce adapter got two ports. One is the input port, what we call the request port, and then there's the response port. In addition to the Salesforce adapter, I'm going to add two additional components. One is the feeder, the other one is the display. Feeder is to send the sample request, and on display I should be able to see the response from Salesforce. So I'll join these ports. Each of these ports consists of a schema which tells you the XML format in which you need to send the request. Similarly, you've got the response port, which again gives the schema for the response. So let me quickly configure a feeder component to generate sample request. So this is the schema which it picked up from the connected port. You click on generate sample, and that would generate sample XML message based on the previous selected schema. So for this query, I don't need this header information. So let me remove this header. And this is where I need to provide the query. So I'll be using the following query, wherein it selects the ID, name, account ID, stage, account from an opportunity, where next step is the dash, right? So that's the query. Let me click on finish. Let's open up the Salesforce and see the opportunity we're going to select. So this is the opportunity which we're going to select, which has next step as dash, right? So I'm going to do a connectivity in the source check. That's essential to start a flow, and then you run the flow. And the component should turn green, which means the flow started successfully. So I got this feeder component out here. There's a display. You send the request from the feeder, and you get the response in the display component, which is the opportunity which got selected. So as you can see, in quick and simple step, you can easily integrate with Salesforce and do a select and get the data from the Salesforce. Thank you for attending this demo. Thank you.
For information about our products, please visit the website. You can also download the community edition of the software and try it yourself.